Let's give him some space. Stay with me. Let's give Mike some space, please. What you went through is not to be forgotten. That's not what forgiveness means. It means you let go of it for yourself. It means you allow that frequency, that energy to move out of your heart because it's stopping you. Are you better than that?
Yes.
Are you willing to forgive?
Yes.
Are you willing to forgive? Are you willing to forgive? Say it louder.
Willing to forgive.
Repeat after me.
I am forgiving.
Dad,
Dad.
I forgive you.
Dad, I forgive you.
Jason Shurka, founder of a nonprofit organization called Unified Healing.
One of our focuses with Unified Healing is how can we help our next generation.
Jason is an awesome guy. He is a spiritual teacher.
It all started with a technology that you got in the past.
Yeah, I can't believe you have this. You have this in your home.
You and I have a long friendship, and I've been waiting to have this conversation with you for a long time.
And you tell me if it makes a change in your life.
Thanks, Jason.
Jason, lots to talk about today when it comes to health and wellness.
If we can bring that to the masses with the help of everybody else, especially underprivileged people, it's the beauty of unity, and that's why we call it Unified Healing.
Divided we fall, united we fly. Louder. Divided we fall, united we fly. Divided we fall, united we fly. Divided we fall, united we fly. Divided we fall, united we fly.
My name is Jason Shurka. I'm on a mission to provide tools and techniques to those who feel called to transform themselves along with the entire world. I learned these methods through some very intense experiences over the years, which have helped me to align with my true purpose. In doing so, I created a global network of wellness centers, along with a highly successful video streaming platform, all with the intention of awakening humanity through consciousness. I invite you to join the journey to discover what it takes to transform and become superhuman.
With that in mind, of a big heart, of really knowing how much someone cares, I think what a perfect way to set up our introduction for Jason today, because I'm sure you would agree with me. No one's got a bigger heart, no one's kinder. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a huge welcome, Jason Shurka!
There we go, we can dance a little bit.
Here we go.
Dance, move a little bit. Take the person next to you, dance with them. Okay, we're ready to go. We're gonna go hard, we're gonna make it happen. I love you. Okay, amazing. All righty, good morning, everybody. I told you we gotta get weird. We have to dance, we gotta move our butts a little bit. Be open, be vulnerable, let the guards down. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to do what we do. Growing up, I used to think like everybody else, where it's us and them. But one of the ways that my parents raised me was bringing me and my sister to a bunch of places all around the world, not for vacations, more so for trips, to see what the world was really like outside of the bubble that we grew up in. And it made me sad, and it inspired me at the same time, because I saw this whole world, a massive population of people all around the world, living lives that are not in their highest potential, and it's not their fault. It's because we live in this world that basically disempowers you completely, and I wanted to bring that power back to the people. And the more different countries I went to, the more different types of cultures and people we immersed ourselves into, the more I understood we really are all the same. That allowed me to see the world in a completely different way. Not so much us and them or you and me, but really just we. It's coming together and understanding we all have the same problems. We all have the same things going on in our day-to-day lives, only expressed differently. So if I'm helping a friend do something, what's the difference between helping that person and helping a stranger that I may not know on a personal level, if they're still dealing with the same exact principles, foundationally speaking?
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
It's been 6 months in the making.
Not really, it's been longer. Like in general in life, you've been waiting for this exact moment for like years. But I feel like when you transitioned out of like our family business and decided to like, okay, this is what I'm doing with my life, you were like, this is what I want to do one day.
But it's like, it's crazy how it all started when I left.
I know.
What do you remember from that time?
I remember you were living in the city and Abba was just like, he like had like a vision of what was gonna happen, and then one day you were like, I just don't want to do this. And he's like, well, what are you gonna do? I don't understand. But I think none of us ever doubted that you'd succeed. I feel like now I can't see the future. I can't see it being any other way. Because I feel like this is what you were born to do.
I know it was like hard for Abba to accept in the beginning, but how do you think he feels about it now? Especially that, you know, he tells me what he tells me, but maybe he tells you different things.
No, I know he's proud of you. And he's so proud that this is who his son is. It's weird, I just feel like all my life you were always 4 years younger than me, but it just feels like you were always 4 years older than me, because I look up to you. And it's usually not the case with like younger siblings, so I'm really proud of you.
Thank
and
you.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm excited.
Okay, good. You're gonna do great. You're gonna do great, I know you will.
When I do events like this, people come from all around the world, all walks of life. But it showed me something very interesting. The more I interact with these people, the more I see everybody trying to be fit into this standardized system, while everybody is also so different. The difference with the transformation that's different than not just the standardized system, but really anything else out there, is beyond the fact that it's not just another course. It inverts the current system on its head. It doesn't tell you what to think. It simply gives you the tools. You're a creative individual, we all are. That's what I see every time I interact and meet these people from all around the world, all walks of life. We all have different backgrounds and we all have different thought processes. There are the same fundamental rules and laws and tools that we can all use. And when you simply give that person the toolbox and make them aware of the tool's uses, you see incredible things come out of it. So it's really giving the person a base and allowing them to create something magical out of it. And when you give somebody that freedom with the proper fundamental awareness, you see beautiful outcomes.
Just share your name with everybody.
Hi, I'm Athena.
Athena, where are you from?
Geneva, Switzerland.
Did you come here from Switzerland?
I did. So I'm a mother of 5 small children, and each one of my children has some sort of issue. My 10-year-old has ADHD. My 7-year-old son is autistic. My 5-year-old daughter is severely autistic. My 2-year-old has speech delay, and then the last one's just a 6-month-old baby. And I somehow feel that it's my fault. I feel guilty that they have this.
Mm-hmm. Guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
How many in this room can resonate with a guilty feeling in their life one way or another? Now you're going into a field of helping people heal themselves. The emotion, the frequency of guilt does what?
It disrupts our energies. Keeps
Health or disease?
Disease.
If source is one and will never do anything to hurt itself, I want you to just think about this potential possibility. What if your kids are there to help you? Remember yesterday, we spoke about the transformation that you're looking for may not look like the way that you think it's going to look. There's an expectation of, I need my kids to do X, Y, and Z in order to give them that. Now let's go on the soul level for a second. If they came in a certain way to teach you something, you helping them means you learning the lesson that they came here to teach you. We operate through free will as human beings. And to fulfill that cycle, we align both. reshaping your perspective on your kids as your teachers, instead of your kids as somebody that you need to feel guilty for, will change everything from beginning to end. In this line of work, specifically when doing an event like this, it takes a lot of energy. There's a lot of people with emotions and stories and all this energy latching onto you and in the room in general that you have to deal with the right way. So when I first started this work, I always ended up depleted because I was always giving it from myself. Then there was a shift. Now, it happens through me. It's not coming from this place. I'm simply a vehicle to make it happen. I'm not the person that heals the person. I'm the facilitator that helps the person heal themselves. It's acting for what I would call a higher power. You know, when it comes to the current system, it really starts with the whole programming process when we're young. If you look at schools, standardized tests, they teach you how to serve, they don't teach you how to lead. And it's a very big problem because suddenly, as these kids grow up and become adults, you see adults that don't know how to critically think. A few years ago, I met this incredible couple, Layla and David Setner. They run a school called the Setner Academy. When I first heard about it, somebody said it's called the Happy School. I'm like, what does that mean? I was actually invited to the school because she wanted me to do a lesson and a workshop with all the kids from 1st grade to 8th grade to do vision boards. And automatically when she asked me that question, I'm like, what? You're teaching that in your school?
You know, I have my way of seeing this whole point when it comes to intentions and specifically the importance of our younger generation. But what was your intention when it came to building this school?
Well, our children are our future. It's that simple. To teach them that and to say basically, the power is in your hands. You can create whatever life you want by putting forth that effort, putting forward problem solving, critical thinking, and that passion and drive and motivation. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something.
100%. 100%.
And if you fail, it's totally okay. Just keep figuring it out until you get it right.
We're going to officially get started here, but I'm going to need you guys to be super focused on what we're doing here. There's a phrase that you guys will never forget once you understand it and once you repeat it. So I want you guys to say it after me. Where attention goes, energy flows. Say it out loud. Where attention goes, energy flows. One more time. Where attention goes, energy flows. That's exactly how it works. What you focus on, you manifest. That's why the vision board works so well. Because if you focus on what you want, it makes it a whole lot easier to get it. So we have to use our thought. We have to use our words, and we have to use our ability to write those words to be able to see what we want to experience over and over and over again. So in the Setner Academy, you see words all over the walls. You see happy, you see joy, you see grateful, you see compassion, you see forgiveness, you see love. And there's an energy to all of those words. The more you focus on positivity, the more attention goes there. That's exactly where energy flows. That's exactly how your reality will start manifesting. You guys, from the base of your experience early on in your life, have the opportunity to learn the very things that will help you be a whole lot more successful. And success does not just mean a lot of money. Success means you're healthy. Success means you can help people. It's all about becoming the best version of yourself that you can be.
So, what I did here is I kept my physical goals in pencil and then my emotional goals in my good.
Maybe ones can change over time, so pencil is easier to change.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Yes.
So, over here we see a big home.
Yeah, very big company.
Very big company. Do you know what the company is going to do?
A 3D printing company, because I already have really like a small business.
Really?
Yes.
Very cool. So this big company is going to be a 3D printing company.
Yes.
This is awesome. I have a bigger question for you.
Yes.
What are you going to do with all the money?
I'm gonna donate to charities.
Okay.
And also,
that's beautiful.
I would feed the homeless too.
Okay.
And then also that I would pay like everything that I need for myself with the rest of that money.
You always got to take care of yourself while taking care of everybody else at the same time.
Yes.
If you're not good, then how can you have anything to give? But if you're in a good situation, you have everything to give it, and it continues that cycle. This is awesome.
helping people was always something kind of natural to me. You know, it's like we all have those friends that we speak to, and we all have those friends that we help on a day-to-day basis whenever, you know, they're dealing with things. And I always saw so many people coming to me and asking me questions and guidance on certain things, and they saw inherent results. And I said, you know what? If I see all these people on a very close level experiencing this, let's level this up. Let's bring this to people all around the world. So I started reverse engineering what was basically natural to me and seeing what I was actually doing that was helping people. And from there, it just led me down this whole path of understanding how to, on purpose, become superhuman, help people become superhuman through proper awareness. Now, you don't have to do this, but who is willing to share? Can we get a microphone over there? Right here. What's your name?
Donna. I'd always been into self-development because I'd always believed there's got to be more to life than what I was brought up in this small town to believe. And ironically, while I was in nursing school, I was obsessed with life after death, and I did my paper on near-death experiences. And the only people back in the day, were Elizabeth Kubler-Ross and Raymond Moody that were even talking about anything like that, because nobody where I grew up believed in anything like that.
What can you share?
When I was 4 years old, my sister died. And they medicated me and sent me to my aunt and uncle's house because they couldn't deal with me and they didn't validate my feelings.
How's that made you feel over time as you've been going through that from 4 years old till now?
I thought I had dealt with it, and then I lost a 3-month-old son in '96, and then I lost my 24-year-old daughter 4 years ago last Sunday. And I can't deal with this grief. And I never remembered that they didn't validate my feelings when I was 4 until you just sent us back to childhood.
You have to remember those times. I know. I want you to look at everybody over here for a second. You're going through what you're going through, and we're going to talk about that. Every single person over here is going through the same base feelings with different experiences, the same themes, the same patterns with different expressions. Do you believe that your son came here by choice?
Yes.
Do you believe that your daughter came here by choice?
Yes.
Do you believe that there's an order to absolutely everything?
Yes.
Can you trust that order?
I get it, but here I buried my kids.
What is this trying to teach you? You don't have to answer that right now.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what you're going to find. It's about diving deeper into that, diving into your childhood, experiencing those themes of invalidation and what certain people came up into your life to teach you that and re-bring that up. There's a way that the world is trying to speak to us in everything that we do. Everything. We have to understand that language, and you have to start speaking it. You can't just know it up here. You need to speak it, you need to feel it, you need to live it. Transformation is not a state of doing. That's why it's up here. It's a state of being.
I've got the tools, the tips, the techniques. I know all this stuff. I've been to all the people. I've got these gurus that are wonderful, but it's like nothing has worked. It's yesterday on the way here, we hit turbulence and it was bad. And it was like, I can't breathe. I have this anxiety, and I've taught people how to breathe. I know it here. I get it. But the mother in me that buried my child, the sister in me that buried my brother and my sister, and my dad, it's like, it's overwhelming, and it's not something that I know that I'm going to be able to ever get over, but it's something I'll get through.
Earlier in the day, we had Donna share a story that I have no words for.
And we have to be real with ourselves. There are some times where we're going to be dealing with things that are tough. And like Donna said, no matter how much you try and invert something, it doesn't make it easier on the heart. Because you still have love for this person. You still miss this person. But Donna, what if you can turn that into a different action? What if your children's purpose was to show you what life is all about because there are a lot of people in your situation? What if you can take that and help everybody else experience breakthroughs much faster because you, as a disguise of what we perceive to be this horrible situation, which it is, there's an energy that you can transmute to help a whole lot of other people in your children's honor. Can you do that? Can you give her a round of applause? Your son taught you something. Your daughter taught you something. And they're still alive here today in terms of their energy because that cannot be destroyed. You want to keep them alive? Take what they taught you and share it with the world. That's how we turn what seems like a curse into the biggest blessing in the world. They told me to stay in the middle, but I want to give you a hug.
Thank you.
You can be an inspiration for a lot of people around the world. If you take that experience, forget about the mind, forget about the inversions, forget about the laws for a second, throw it in the garbage. You have a heart and you're feeling something. That's it. But that energy, whether you experience it as grief or joy, is still a frequency. You have the power to take that base energy. The common denominator between joy and grief is energy. Take that energy, express it as action, and turn it into something to help others in your situation. You went through some hard stuff. You can show people and inspire people and be an inspiration for people to do that same thing, but go through it in a different way, to help people go through those experiences. Let's do that moving forward. Feel the love, feel the missing. You'll always have it. They're your children. But use their experience to something that can help others. And that makes their life eternal. Okay?
Yeah. Can I say how I feel? Fucking amazing. And I've been to a lot of seminars over the years, but this was different. And I can't even put it into words how different it was, but it did something to my soul. That's the best I can put it. Over the years, I've learned I can't fix anybody else, but when I'm good, I can be that light that they need to help them get to their next level in their life. And I'm in that space where I'm so grateful that I know I can do that when I get home.
A lot of people think it's what they do that matters. That's secondary. It's who they are that will ultimately dictate what they do. So when going to these self-help seminars and all these things around the world, people go there, they spend 2 days, 3 days there, they change their vibe for a period of 72 hours, maybe a few days after that or a few weeks after that in their state of doing, and then usually they revert right back to who they were before that. That would be considered a failure in my eyes. I'm not interested in helping somebody change for a short period of time only for them to revert back. So what needs to be done if you actually want to see significant and long-lasting changes? Changes and transformations that last for the rest of your life, not just for a year or two or a week or a month or whatever it may be. You need to change who you are on your level of your identity. If you shift yourself on the level of your own identity, everything else is rooted out of that.
Raise your hand if you smoke. It's okay. Probably more of you smoke, don't lie. Raise your hand if you smoke. Okay, this guy, second time he raised his hand. Can you come up? Are you somebody, before you come up, are you somebody who wants to not smoke, or are you okay with it? Come here. We're gonna have fun right now. It's actually very simple, but what's your name? Sean. Take this. Okay, Sean, come right here. I want you to pay attention to what Sean just did. I asked him, or I asked everybody, who's a smoker? Sean raised his hand the second time. He lied the first time. Who's a smoker? Who's a smoker? Sean raised his hand. And I said, you want to quit? He said, yeah, I'd like to quit. Now let me ask you a question. Why do you identify as a smoker?
Weakness. I quit for 11 years and I started 2 months ago, so I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
No, let's talk about that. This is good. It's not weakness. It's a misunderstanding of how to do certain things. You see, in the world of addiction or alcohol or things like that, we have AA. And what's the prime thing that they do with AA? I'm actually against it. How long have you been sober? What the hell is that? I speak to all these people, they're like, hi, I used to be an addict and I'm 365 days sober. Well, you still are an addict in your identity. You just showed it to me by the way that you speak. You didn't change the way that you actually identify with yourself, and believe it or not, if you do that, you won't relapse.
Okay.
You went back to it because you never changed the identity. Was it hard for you during those 11 years?
Not really.
What changed?
Went without friends, started drinking and had us some cigarettes and went back to smoking.
If you focus on your identity, and you can use your words to do that, next time I ask you or somebody asks you, hey, you want a cigarette? You know what you said? No. I don't smoke.
Okay.
Other people would say, no, I'm trying to quit. Identity, still there. You're in the reality of a smoker. You want to change it with as little resistance as possible. You change it from the base of your identity.
Not a smoker.
Can we do something?
Yes, sir.
Can we make a deal?
Yes, sir.
Can you stop smoking?
I'm not a smoker.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
The transformation is not a course. It's not something that you start and you stop. Almost like the idea of a diet. When you call something a diet, that means it's not a part of your lifestyle. No. Anybody that comes into an event like this with that mindset will not leave with results. This is something that takes dedication. It's something that takes commitment. It's something that shifts your awareness from the base of your being to begin with. We also have a support team at events like these to make sure that everybody has what they need. People go through very intense experiences throughout events like these, so it's very important to have the proper people on the team to help guide them through that entire process.
We met Jason in 2019 when he came out, and we were connecting to this consciousness, this awakening as well.
When we met him, we immediately got along, got really well. And there was this familiar in the energy that just gave us this feeling that we'd be working together, helping one another at some stage in the future, but at the time we didn't know how that would look. And now, all these years later, here we are working together on this event.
So when we're having an awakening and we're cracking open the heart, going through this transformational process that this weekend is designed for, we can really need support and someone to hold someone's hand to let them know that they're loved, they're heard, and just holding stable energy around them. And, you know, it was an honor to be able to be that person and be in service to these people this weekend.
What we've found through doing this sort of work ourselves is being able to actually understand the root cause of why we might behave the way we behave in life. Like on the surface, these things manifest themselves in anxiety or stress or insomnia, etc., other health complaints. But underneath it can often be an emotional root cause, usually from some sort of stress, trauma, event in our childhood. And as we learn to uncover the layers of what that root cause is, we can release that stress, that trauma, and through that balancing and the clearing, that creates a shift or a change in how a person actually feels in that present now moment. They can actually feel like energetically a weight lifted off their shoulders. They can feel a shift or a movement into this new realization for themselves, and that lasts. It's a new pattern for them in their life moving forward.
Okay, talk to me. What's your name?
I'm Selena. So I'm terrified of success, but I want success. And I have an invention and I want it done now. But I'm afraid to do the invention.
How come?
Because what if I fail? Then I'm like, well, you need to fail in order to succeed. So I have this inner struggle of, I just want it now. I don't want to have to do the work.
What does failure mean to you?
Well,
stand up. Let everybody see you. What does failure mean to you?
Well, recently I have a teacher that told me that failure only means you're learning, but and not turning out the way you planned, not looking the way you want it to, not showing up the way you anticipated or thought of. So,
what's your invention? What are you working on? Nobody's going to steal it.
It's actually called Spiritual Baby.
Spiritual Baby.
Yeah.
What if there are people in this room that can help you with that and be a part of it?
That'd be amazing.
And the only way to get them part of it is how?
Vulnerability.
Sharing.
Sharing.
But we're afraid to share, apparently, because...
Well, I also don't want anybody stealing it, now that I just shared it with a couple
they only know the name.
Yeah.
They only know the name.
But, you know, it turns a light on because it's a lane that I know that is needed in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But getting there, I know I can't do it by myself, so it's also the fear of trusting others to get where I want to go.
Who failed you in the past with your trust?
I think the list is too long.
Where did it start?
My parents, honestly.
The list is not long at all.
Yeah,
the list became long after it once started.
Right.
Everybody else was a reflection of that constant theme. Your father or your mother?
Both.
In what way?
They weren't, they're both gone now. They both passed away. So right there, I feel like they failed me as parents because they left too soon in life. But
did they?
I guess not. I mean, I'm not God, so I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? I guess that God, that's up to God.
Why did you decide they left too soon?
Because I wanted more time with them.
You can have more time with them in a different way. Why did you decide they left too soon beyond that? What did you feel when they left?
Abandoned.
You understand that that wasn't their control.
Yeah.
That's something that happened. Maybe it was a choice from somewhere else, and guess who else chose them as parents?
Oh, yeah.
You did. How else did they do things when you were alive that made you feel a certain way when they were alive?
The good parts, the bad parts?
The bad parts. The good parts are beautiful.
My mom self-sabotaged because of pain and drank herself into the grave. And then my dad also was a drug addict and was in prison most of my life when I was a teenager. So I raised myself, and then my dad became an adult when he was 60. And I got, you know, the good years I got with them, but they weren't there. They were the best parents they knew how to be, but I was my own parent. So my child needs a lot of love now as an adult because she was very lost.
Who's responsible for your invention of Spiritual Baby? Think before you speak.
I am.
Because?
Because I thought of it.
What inspired you?
Our first, wow. I just had an epiphany. It's, wow, you helped me connect that. Because our first life experiences are the most important. That's why I came up with it.
Could it be possible that the things you called the bad parts are actually the things that inspired you to make Spiritual Baby?
Oh, wow. Yes.
And could it be that the things that you actually were upset with your parents about are the reason why you are who you are today?
Absolutely.
So they're really responsible for your invention. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Right up to them. They're up there watching over you right now.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
We all have something to learn from what just happened because we all have that experience. The bad parts are beautiful. You just need to know how to look at them. The gauging process is always very interesting, especially when you're dealing with a big crowd, because you have to read all this energy at the same time. But there's other techniques that you can use to really have eye contact with certain people. See where they're looking. There's a language in that. The
Matter of fact, about 93% of actual language and communication is body language, not the spoken word. Only 7% is the spoken word of what the person is actually trying to say. So with using that and keeping that in mind, it makes it a whole lot easier to be able to get people to open up, because I'm speaking to them through language, through movement, through eye movement, through understanding what they're actually feeling and what they're actually thinking, as opposed to what they're telling me that they're thinking and what they're telling me that they're feeling. Because the ego, the mind, it's a very interesting thing. It will always try to protect yourself. So you'll say things that you don't actually mean because you don't want to let your guard down. The key over there is to reverse engineer the individual while making them comfortable. Asking them leading questions, getting them to open up by them doing it themselves instead of making them feel sort of violated. You never want to violate somebody. You never want to intrude on somebody. You want them to be the ones that do it. And ultimately, I can't do anything for the person standing in front of me. I can only help them do things for themselves. But I always keep one thing in mind. When it comes to the transformation, when it comes to any event that I'm doing anywhere around the world, the very fact that the person showed up means that they're ready to make a change.
Don't worry, I'm gonna come to a lot of you. A whole lot of you. In the brown tan. Can you come up? Let's give her a round of applause. Step into my office.
Very nice to meet you.
What's your name?
I'm Debbie Hackstetter, and I'm from Seneca, South Carolina. 2 years ago, I had a mega traumatic experience of losing 3 very significant family members within 3 weeks. And that can really rock your world, you know, and you're forever changed. You know, you know that up until that point, you kind of did everything you were supposed to. But you know, you lose 3 significant family members all in a row like that, and you go, man, you know, when it's done, it's done. And, you know, feeling like I'm not done yet.
Look at me. You don't need this. Close your eyes. Everybody can follow this in their own way. And go back to a time, any memory that comes when you first experienced anything as a kid, 4, 5, 6, 7. A time that you never processed because you didn't have time to. Because you had to go through that experience and stand up and be the adult when you really had to be the kid. Go back to that moment. Allow the emotions to come up. Feel it. Sense it. Be there. Your subconscious does not know the difference. Re-experience that hard time. Reactivate the emotion. Feel it moving through your body. Don't hold anything back. I know. Sit with that child. Before you even play with her, just look at her. Remember her. As those emotions come up, what you're doing is taking trapped energies from a long time ago that are still here right now, and you're releasing them. The only way to release them is by re-experiencing them. Almost like when you fast. The only way to get garbage out of your body is by experiencing those disgusting things happening along the way.
I went through the night last night and I just really felt like I could almost visualize all these like chains of weight, responsibility, getting heavy and, 5 decades of it. And I realized, the keys are in my hands and I need to just, and I think I released a few of them, which was pretty cool. And I know that I can continue, and that's pretty cool too. And I think that another big takeaway for me is how Jason said, things don't happen to you. If you can shift it and say they happen for you, and look for, how you can take something that seemed like it was a hardship, it was terrible, it was an awful time I went through, and look at it, what did that do for me? Did it bring me strength? Did it bring me closer to my family? Did it, create a situation that I wouldn't have been in that ended up being a huge blessing, down the road?
When you move emotion through the body, you change everything, because that's what you are. That what you just saw is a program. It's a program running itself through when you were a little child, everything that happened. We all had things that happened that created trauma. We all had things that made us feel a certain way. And we can all reshape that program. But the first step is making it conscious. It's also the hardest step because it's the most uncomfortable. What we call natural nowadays is completely subnatural. It's below what our capability is. And when I use the term superhuman, it's really our new norm. It's really what we're intended to be doing in the first place. But to reach that, you need to change the base of your being. And to do that, you have to understand how reality works, what the laws are, and how to apply them. Because philosophy without application is worthless. Application without philosophy will guide you to a terrible place. You need both combined in an aligned way. And that's why I say the transformation is not a course. It's not this thing that you start and end. It's something that you immerse yourself into and change for the rest of your life moving forward. It's literally a new life for the rest of your life. So tell us what you experienced, that experience specifically when it comes to the ego, how it came in the way in the past.
Ego in the past, okay? I grew up in a very conservative evangelical family. And everything was great. I was the kid that walked down the street and everyone said, the grandmoms, I want my son to grow up and be like Barry. It's true.
I want to be like you.
You are, Jason. But then what happened was, Barry does the thing, the marriage thing. I have a beautiful wife, a child. We're teachers, and we end up in a foreign country, and there I am, assistant headmaster in a foreign country at a Christian international school. And that's when Barry decides to come out. I had already dealt with the fact of, whatever any religious organization feels about my proclivity is their problem, not mine. I've been over that a long time. And so the guilt part had nothing to do with the proclivity, but more to do with my leaving my wife and daughter. That was the thing. And then how that drove a wedge between us over the years. And this, Jason, it showed you, what's the word, rectification? Rectification comes through gratitude. Gratitude for this experience and unconditional love. I can't change my daughter's opinion of anything or anybody, but I sure know how to love her. And that changes things. And then, you know, you go through the whole thing of being people pleaser. But the thing I learned is that if it's coming from a place of genuine, not because you want everybody to love you, but because we are connected, and you, and yeah, you're right, I was active. But that wasn't Barry the people pleaser, thanks to partly this guy right here. If you're gonna wait for the Savior to come and make it all right, you're gonna be waiting a long time, because we are the change. And what makes the change isn't surrendering your power, but realizing, just like Jason said today, in that one drop is the whole ocean. And in each one of us is all the power we need. Every morning I say these things to the universe. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that's what I think we all need to do every morning. Not because forgive me for things I've done or you've done, but just to put forgiveness and love out there, because it's positive energy.
A lot of people speak about this topic of programming, but the implications of what that actually means when it comes to your mental program is huge. It's basically what the transformation is built on in the first place, the program of your mind. Understanding what that program consists of, generally your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. Understanding the counterproductive parts of that program, and then basically becoming an expert programmer of your own internal reality so you can rewrite that code and have a completely different external reflection that we call reality. It all comes down to the program of your mind, identifying the counterproductive parts of it, rewriting it, and then seeing a beautiful expression that you've created.
That was a very intense and exciting ending to an event. How do you feel coming out of that room?
Oh my gosh. Overloaded. I mean, just endless feeling of love from people. I don't want to think about it too much right now because I'll end up crying. So, in happiness, I'll be crying. But, no, transform. The session that Jason did before the quiet one, before we had the break, that Christmas session, and I'm just a ball and I'm a mess up here.
Let's pause for a second. Let's pause. Look at me. Let's pause. I want you to let everything go. You have an opportunity to change right now. You can do that. Let it go. Don't hold it back. Let your mouth go. Let your shoulders go. Let your hands go.
My mom calls me. I'm the oldest of 7, alcoholic family. Mom calls me. I was away from home at that point. Calls me up because my brother was being strangled. And I was so mad. I was so pissed off on my drive to home, to get home. I just had enough. I was so, I don't want to swear for the camera, but I was so effing mad. I mean, my intent when I got home was not good feelings, but that way. And then I thought, well, obviously I'm not done with my anger yet. And so then I went to more stuff, and I can't even remember all this number of things I've gone to, but just never had the release that I have here.
Just go back to that time and relive it the way that you want to see it. I'm holding you.
All right, bud. You got this. Breathe. You're good, bud. Let it go.
You're facing it. You got this. We're all here to support you.
Every single one in this room.
We're all here. Just know that.
Mike, see him as a child for a moment. See him as a child. Feel what he went through. And understand that everything that he put you through was because of what he went through. You have the ability to break the chain. And to do that, you forgive.
Angry. I'm so angry. Yes. Oh my God.
Good.
I'm so angry. You know, I think it's a emptiness feeling, or a lonely feeling, or a helpless feeling, or I don't really know. I mean, I wish I knew that answer, because I am so sick of crying over stuff that's happened all my life. Just putting up with it for 65 years is a long time. And then so many things happened. I just wanted to hurt him. I wanted to hurt him.
Let's give him some space. Stay with me. Let's give Mike some space, please. Now look at me. What you went through is not to be forgotten. That's not what forgiveness means. It means you let go of it for yourself. It means you allow that frequency, that energy to move out of your heart because it's stopping you. Are you better than that? Yes or no? Are you better than that? Do you want to live a joyful life? Yes or no? Do you want to live a happy life? Are you willing to do what it takes to get there?
Yes.
Are you willing to forgive?
Yes.
Are you willing to forgive? Are you willing to forgive? Say it louder.
Willing to forgive.
Repeat after me.
I am forgiving. I forgive.
Repeat after me. Dad.
Dad.
I forgive you.
Dad. Dad, I forgive you.
I'm glad we were. That's what's possible when you stand up and have courage to forgive, no matter how bad somebody hurt you. Now, who else is willing to do that? Not here. Who else is willing to do that in their life? Forgiveness, it's a powerful energy. It's a transmutational energy. It changes things. Now you saw the philosophy brought into action in real life. The difference between grief And joy is a choice. And that choice, no matter how hard it is to make, can change everything, not only for your future, but for your past as well.
I'm just so much on the verge of crying right now. I don't know how to stop it, but I'm just so unloaded now, just so free, so empty. I don't know how that's going to be tomorrow or the next day, but I definitely want to keep it going. So if it means being up doing something somewhere in one of the guys, whether it's Pete or Jason, somehow to help people.
Imagine how much we can do if we just come together to support each other. That's why I built Unified. That's why I do these events. True change in the world happens when you change within yourself. By making something possible within yourself, you allow other people around the world, regardless of time or space or the awareness that that person even exists. Just by making it possible within yourself, you make something possible in somebody else's experience. By finding peace within yourself, you make it easier for others to find peace and come into resonance with that reality everywhere and anywhere all around the world.
This is your time to let it all go and literally give birth to your new self. It's in a few seconds, so get ready. As I pick up my hands, follow and let it go. 3, 2, 1. You ready for the future? Here we go. Are you ready for the future? Your future, hold that future strong. And right now, I want you to take both of your fists and hold them as tight as you possibly can.